Hello and welcome to Absolute Bedlam Podcast. It is 11:40 a.m. on a Monday, which is a bit of a weird time. And I want to have a drink with Dave, but it's probably frowned upon on my first day of the week off that I've booked myself from work. I usually record these in the evening, but we will try our best to pretend that it's not absolutely blaring with sun outside. So, Dave, Blue Van Man, how's it going?
It's going all right, mate. Just chilling out. I think she's just about to go to work, so you might actually hear the mini start up in a minute. Gingy's in bed, like most teenagers. So you'll probably hear her walking around in a minute, but that's what it's like when you live in a house that's got people in it. So, yeah, everything's good, mate.
That's it. My girlfriend Hannah's at the gym, so we're pretty clear for the next hour. So, yeah, I know how you feel. So, Dave, you've obviously spoke about this a little bit already, but during these last 2 years, we've had a bit of a virus going around. I don't know if you know about it. It's called COVID.
Yeah. A bit of a cold, isn't it?
Yeah,
not saying that. I might upset people.
Yeah. What else is new, eh? Right, so how's COVID been for you?
Well, I've had it.
Yeah.
I had it not March, just gone. It was the start of 2020 when this COVID thing first came about. So I had it at the end of March, beginning of April, and it certainly knocked me. The wife thought I was dying, but no, it didn't get me. It didn't kill me. So what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, doesn't it? So
that's it. So YouTube. It's obviously the reason we're here, chatting about your success and your career change. Because obviously I've been watching a lot of your videos, and you've actually started doing YouTube full time, haven't you?
Yeah, we have got something else lined up as well. We have got a bit of a business proposition coming. Hopefully that will start next year. So although I am a full-time YouTuber, I've not exactly quit my job to just do YouTube. We have got other things lined up. We're fortunate in the fact that, we haven't got any debts. I mean, if you've seen my 35k in debt video, we have no debts. We will never have debts again. Well, apart from my solar panels, government grant. But we've got no mortgage. The mortgage is paid for. Everything we have got now, we own. So, we've not gone into this blind, like Unky Steve kind of thing. You know what I mean? We've actually thought about what we're doing. So I got fed up with working. I was making enough on YouTube, and that's it, really. I was not stupid enough to pack work in and not have something else lined up. You know what I mean? So
I think that's a really important fact. Like, it's just a fact of life that you're going to find another job if you're already working quicker.
Yeah.
Because when people know that you don't have anything planned.
I'll be working for myself. It's not. It's I'm not relying on anybody else, but it is happening. So.
No, fair enough. Do you feel like a bit of a fish out of water with YouTube? Because there's a lot of like young, trendy sort of 20, 25-year-olds that are buying Lamborghinis and going fucking mental and doing all sorts of drugs and going to parties. And then there's you sat in McDonald's car park eating a burger and reviewing it.
I don't, to be honest, right, mate, and I'm not being big-headed. I don't feel like a fish out of water anywhere. I'll assimilate. I'm like the Borg in Star Trek. I will assimilate into anything. This is what you should do in life. You should assimilate into whatever it is that you're doing. You shouldn't expect people to assimilate to you and take what you need. You've got to be your own in this thing. I know that sounds like you've got to be your own, but I don't feel like a fish out of water. I am completely comfortable with what I do. I'm completely comfortable with what I say.
I can tell,
If people, I'm 53, mate. I'm at 53. I'm getting, when I turned to 40, I hit the age where I thought, I'm not really bothered what people think of me now. And now I've turned to 50. I really don't care. God knows what I'm going to be like when I turn to 60. Because that's the way it is. So, No, I don't feel like a fish out of water.
Fair enough.
I've got Elliot and that behind me who's helped me and guided me. But no, I'm quite happy with what I do, and if people don't like it, then leave. That's why I never say like and subscribe, because if you don't like it, we can always go.
There's plenty of other videos on YouTube, isn't there? If you're not happy, people don't go into Waitrose and go, I fucking hate the supermarket. Just go to Asda, it's that sort of thing, isn't it?
Just take the wife up the Asda and you're away.
That's it. Yeah, my girlfriend likes it when we go to the car wash, so she's quite easily pleased. That's the first question I had for you, was the fish out of water, and I kind of realised when I wrote it that you're not actually that sort of quirky, in the sense that you've got other people around you, like Scott and Wander's World, who I've booked in for a podcast in the new year.
Yeah, he's looking forward to that.
Yeah, you've got like Robbie Knox. You're not completely isolated on an island by yourself, are you? There's a lot of people that you collaborate with and you enjoy making videos with. So it's not just you in your van, sort of.
Yeah,
in a way.
I think when I set up YouTube, it was only done as a hobby. It was only done as a bit of fun. It was just something to keep me amused.
Yeah.
And not get myself into trouble.
Yeah.
The whole idea was calling myself Blue Van Man is because I wasn't pigeonholed into one certain thing. I wasn't going to pigeonhole myself into food or anything like that. My actual first few videos was razors, a brush to clean the conservatory, something else. I think it was toothpaste, weren't it? Black toothpaste, charcoal toothpaste,
activated toothpaste,
And then I just went to review the McDonalds, and that's when it really started taking off. So I didn't want to pigeonhole myself into one thing. If you call your channel a beer channel, you're pigeonholed. If you are a food channel, you are pigeonholed into that thing. And I never wanted that. So that's why. Yeah.
It's funny how we pigeonhole ourselves, like subconsciously, isn't it? That, like, I can only review this toy, and it's like I think you brand yourself quite a lot. You say you're a life reviewer, don't you? You talk about politics. You talk about stuff with 3Ps in a podcast. You've got quite a lot of things that you like to chat about, and like you said earlier, you've got opinion on everything. So share it.
When you get to a certain age, and do you know what? Right, it's like. Since I've been doing the P's in the podcast with Chris and Ada, and since I've been doing my newspaper reviews, I do want to say more about what I think that's happening in the world. I used to the idea for my newspaper reviews was at work. I used to sit in the canteen with a newspaper. Whoever bought a newspaper in, I'd pick it up and I would actually read it out to the lads, give my opinion of what was happening and rip it to bits or whatever. And that's how it started there. So I'm quite happy to do. I do want to do more current affairs, political stuff, because it's a passion of mine and I want to do it. And this is why I want my podcast to carry on as well. So
I get you. Yeah. So next question was on your first ever razor review, which we've just mentioned.
Yeah.
What made you press publish to the world? What was in your feelings to make you go, yeah, fuck it, I'm going to upload this?
It was more of a case of the wife, June. She'd been watching YouTubers, loads of YouTubers, and I used to sit there listening to them. And there was one, Robin Givens or something, and she used to clean a house and organise a house. And then there was another woman called Sophia, these American ones. And I used to just sit there and I'm thinking, do you know what?
Yeah.
If she'd have said, if these people had said a funny line then, a funny comment, that would have been good. So I thought, I could do that. I could do YouTube.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ginge and June, they were against it. So I took that on board and carried on.
And compromise.
Got myself some razors and put it out there. Called myself Blue Van Man because I was looking for a name. Obviously, I got the van. I didn't want to just pigeonhole myself, and that was it. Ginge had a right temper tantrum. You know, when you see kids on the floor lying and kicking and doing this, she went absolutely berserk. She thought, I'm going to get bullied.
Yeah.
But it just took off.
No, I get you.
Sorry, I swallowed the wrong way.
No, that's all right. Still good. I think Jackmate kind of approaches that in a bit of a weird way. He talks to quite a lot of YouTubers that are quite young on Jackmate's Happy Hour. Probably my favourite podcast ever. And he talks about sort of, you know, did you get bullied at school when people found out? And like, you're trying to keep it a secret. Like you're uploading videos on the internet, but obviously if someone looks on YouTube and they types in, you know, Ben Garbutt, then they're going to find my channel. Yeah. So it's just that sort of, there isn't really anywhere to hide on YouTube, is there? So I can get the apprehension. Yeah.
Yeah. I do my best to keep my last name undercover.
Yeah.
Because I think it just adds that little bit of mystique to the channel as well.
Yeah.
So I never really wanted my last name to be out there. And no doubt some people know it. I know people around here know it. I'm not too hard to find. But yeah, it's there. So I think keeping your last name just does that help that little bit as well. I think it makes it more attractive as well. So.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Cool. Yeah, right. So next question. So we got some fan questions, and by fan questions, I mean I asked my editor John at about 10:30 this morning if he had any questions, because he's a massive fan of you. Obviously, we've just done a shout out for the Isolation Booth podcast, and check out his video and audio services. He edits these podcasts for me, and he's a very proficient worker, and he gets it done. He's actually got 2 questions for you, Dave. One of them is an incredibly left field question. If you could put anything in a pie, what would you put in the pie and why?
Did you see, we've actually done a video on this.
Right, okay.
Me, Scott and Wanda and Chris the Butcher, we've actually done it. I think I'll put fish and chips in it. I'm not sure.
Okay, that's
because anything with pastry around it that makes it a pie is brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Second question.
Fish chips and mushy peas we put in it, that right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was it, yeah. Second question from John is football related. Now, anyone that knows me knows that I couldn't give a flying fuck about football. But for the sake of the guest and the fan, would you trade the Premier League title win for 10 more years of Vardy?
No, I wouldn't, because I think Vardy, although Vardy is an exceptional player, he loves Leicester. He had a chance to leave and go to Arsenal after we won the league.
Yep.
And that, but to have that Premier League title that will always be there, you know, if Jamie Vardy stays for another 10 years, there's no guarantee that we're going to win it. I think I must admit, right, I'm falling out of love with football. I'm not a fan of this this COVID thing where you have to have had a COVID jab. You have to prove it's the passport. It's the way to the passport.
Right. Okay.
And I'm not going to say if I've had the jab or not had the jab. That is between me, my wife, and the kid. Yeah. And I don't honestly think, I'm not into this thing where a celebrity, I said this yesterday on my newspaper review, I'm not into this thing where a celebrity sits there, rolls the sleeve up and saying, "Oh, I've had the jab, everybody."
And you should too.
To be accepted. I'm not into that. I don't agree with that. And you shouldn't be forced or persuaded or coerced because Piers Morgan's had the fucking jab. In fact, if anything, you'd not have it because he's had it. So, and to get into Leicester now, they want to see what you've been doing. And I don't want them to know what I've been doing or not been doing. And I don't think it's right. So I've lost what I was saying.
No, that's all right. Yeah.
But I don't think
you wouldn't do it. Yeah.
I would keep the Premier League because that is going to be there forever. We might not see that again with if Jamie plays for another 10 years. And apart from that, we've got to move on. It's like England fans with the World Cup. Oh, 66, let's make a bloody song.
Yeah.
3 lines on my shirt. That 3 lines on my shirt is haunting English football at the moment because we can't move on from 66.
Yeah,
Pack it in, let's go.
One of the only things I know about football is the second that there's a tiny little bit of hope that it's coming home. Oh, and it's like we haven't even qualified yet.
Yeah, well, fortunately, we've qualified for the World Cup, haven't we?
Okay,
which is in November next year,
right.
Which is a complete joke. That shouldn't be allowed because Qatar have got it and it's hot there. It's always hot there.
Yeah. Mental. There we go. So let's quickly get off football because I am well out of my wheelhouse with any of that. Caterpillar cakes. This is my standard of questions. So you'll see when you go in all your supermarkets, you'll have Clyde the caterpillar, Colin the caterpillar, Cuthbert the caterpillar. What is your go-to caterpillar cake, Dave?
Well, I can honestly say I'm not really a big fan of cakes, but when all that hoo-ah was kicking off over Cuthbert and Colin, I did actually review them.
Okay.
Yeah. And the M&S one was the best one out of the two. I thought value for money, the Aldi one was pretty good. Was it Aldi or Lidl? Can't remember. One of them German, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it was Aldi, I think.
But value for money, that was it. But I did like the M&S. To be fair, I do like M&S food. It is good.
It is good, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't mind paying that little bit more for the quality of it either, to be fair. So I'd go for the M&S one.
No, fair enough. That's cool. Back onto food as always, because I am loving the food videos, Dave. I've got to be honest. They're my preferred choice of content. Yeah. Obviously,
that's what it is, though, isn't it? Yeah. People do prefer my videos of food, so.
I love the 3 Ps in a podcast, though, because you're actually talking to other people. It's not just sort of you and the camera and your wife in the background sort of chiming in. It's all good. McDonald's.
Adi and Chris are very good, so they are good at it.
Yeah, I'll have to contact them at some point, actually, whilst I've got you, and we'll have a couple more. Bloody hell, the sun's just come in. 2 secs. It's such a professional recording studio in my son's spare room. McDonald's festive burgers. So you've got me and my girlfriend interested. What was your preferred burger? Was it the beef burger or the chicken burger?
Well, to be fair, you probably know, and people who know me know that I absolutely slate McDonald's regularly because I just think they're lazy. And people will say, "Oh, what do you expect? It's fast food." Yeah, I know it's fast food, but I expect, these burgers cost you about £6 or £7 sometimes.
Yeah.
So I want quality. I want value for money.
I get you.
But it's a hard choice on these because they were both very good. It's actually like they've actually sat down and thought about what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I've got this thing now where, although I don't like a McDonald's beef burger, no, that's a bit harsh because I do like a McDonald's beef burger. I just think they're lazy and tasteless. But the more you get, the better it tastes. And I can't compute that. I can't compute that the more of something that's bad is good.
Yeah, I get you.
So I'd say 50-50, mate. I think you go and get either one of them McDonald's. The sauces are really good, so.
Yeah. No, I get paid on Thursday, so watch this space. I don't think I'll do uploads. I don't think I'll be a YouTuber, but I'm quite happy to put these up on YouTube. But I'll let you know what I think, because obviously I've got you on WhatsApp. I've got you on WhatsApp, so
exactly.
I'll be bugging you. Just on McDonald's, what is your absolute favourite McDonald's meal?
Do you know what? When they used to do the breakfast wraps, absolutely loved them. I could eat 10 of them. Loved them. But, I'm not really... I think McDonald's is okay. If you're driving by, you're hungry, pop in, get what you want.
Yeah.
But I'd rather go to Fat Buns or something in Loughborough nowadays, or go to an independent burger place. They're paying an extra £1.50, help a local business out and do that.
Yeah. Mine's it just has to be the Big Tasty. I just think that is a league of its own.
Yeah, it is good. It is a good one. But by the time, like I say, by the time you paid out for a big taster, you may as well have gone to Fat Buns or something like that. Yeah. If you've not, or whatever there is round your way. So
yeah, there's a few around our way. There's a place that I'm going to next month for Christmas work do, which is called the Dorset Burger Company.
Yeah,
and they make just the most ridiculous, like, they really fill you up. McDonald's, sometimes you get that sort of regret when you've eaten it, of like,
you always need another one, don't you?
This didn't do anything. Like, this is just, like you say earlier, it's just convenience, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whilst you're in your car, you don't have to get out. And I want to give a shout out to that woman as well that did the serving for you, because that was hilarious. It was, what do you want me to do with you? Yeah.
Yeah, she was absolutely brilliant. In fact, I've got to go back over there and see if she's on and say thank you for that, because she was really, really good. So.
Love it. On your videos, I just love the purity of them. And I love how they're all just completely unedited. And I just think that that's such a rare thing nowadays. You see all of these like mental, like Nico Amalano, whatever his name is. I'm watching quite a lot of his videos at the moment. He was part of something called Beta Squad, which was kind of like the Sidemen rival gang.
Yeah.
And he does like, I set up a fake McDonald's and gave all the food out for free. And he does these like crazy high budget videos, and you can see all of like the edits and stuff. Everything's like bang, 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 bang. Whereas you're like you are right now, you're just sat there going, right, folks, what's going on? I've got some turkey Twizzlers from Aldi.
What enough? I've never done turkey Twizzlers.
No, there we go. That's a future video. Watch your space. But yeah, I just think that it gives people hope that they can do it as well. And I think there's a lot of people nowadays that like build empires and gatekeep and make it so that, oh, they ripped off my video. And it's like, well, you're literally just sat in your front room talking about stuff. Like, there's no patent for that, is there? Anyone can do it. But it takes a lot of people motivation to do something. Just because you can do something, it doesn't mean that you're going to.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's, the editing thing. Well, the reason why I don't edit is because I can't edit.
Yeah, I completely agree.
I've had to edit some stuff because obviously when my camera's set up that it only lasts for 20 minutes or so, I have to edit. I have to like join it up. When I did the van, I had to edit that. I had to put music in and speed it up. So I do edit some of it, but I don't want to lose that organic rawness. You know what I mean? That's what my channel is. I'm just a fat bloke, a fat 50-year-old. We had trouble even starting this, didn't we, Zoom? I couldn't even start this.
That's all right. I get you.
It's one of them things. And if people want to copy me, then they can copy me. I'm not bothered. YouTube's big enough for everybody. Mm-hmm. I'm not particularly bothered, to be fair. I'm not going to be, I'm not going to cry over it.
That's it.
I know there's some YouTubers out there. There was one certain YouTuber who accused me of copying him. But I weren't copying him. There was new McDonald's and stuff coming out at the time. And it's what you do.
That's it. I completely agree. Everyone should be able to stay in their lane, I suppose. And everyone's got a voice. And a lot of the times now, people are putting their voices online and seeing what happens and seeing what sticks.
If you can't handle it, then just sod off.
Yeah, basically.
It's one of them things. So there you go.
Yeah, that's it. The true Geordie Shoutout. So I think I followed you before this happened, but you saw a massive growth in your channel at that moment, didn't you? When he started sort of laughing and reacting to your videos on True News, I think it was.
Yeah.
How much do you actually think that changed your life?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Brian and Lawrence and Elliot, they've had a massive input into my life. They have changed it when all's said and done. When I was doing YouTube, I think I'd got like just under 3,000 views, subs. And then like I've got these messages coming through on Twitter and stuff, and people saying you're on True News, and I'm like, what what the fuck's true news?
Yeah,
what are you on about? I don't even know what you're on about. I'm 50, I'm late 40s and thinking, anyway, next thing I know, there I am on True Geordie. And what's True Geordie? What's all this about?
Yeah.
The next thing I know, they're talking about me eating a Five Guys. I think in theory they were probably taking the piss, but not. I don't think they were being malicious. I think they were just laughing. They did what I was aiming to do. I wanted people to laugh at me, laugh with me, and just enjoy my content. And I think that's what they were doing. So anyway, I went to bed, and then the next thing I know, I'm on about 8,000 subs, and I'm thinking, what the fuck's going off here? What's happening? I can't understand this. I'm on again the following week. Next thing I know, I'm on something like 15,000 subs. Then I'm on again. And I'm going up and up, and then I got YouTube Creator of the. I was in YouTube Creator of the Month bit. Then Elliot's phoning me and saying, "Look, Dave, do you need help with this?" He says because obviously it's taken off, and he says, "And I'm Brian's. I work with Brian and Lawrence. Do you need any help?" And I said, "Fucking hell, what do you do?" Because there's a lot of people out there who are looking to rip you off. So anyway. I says, well, I would like some help because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So Elliot then says, well, look, what are you recording on? He says, well, just my phone. He says, right, I'll send you a camera. Okay. So he sent me a camera, a second-hand camera, you know what I mean? And then he says, well, look, I can help you out with all your deals and stuff as well. And I says, well, yeah, you can do. And he said, and I've not told anybody this before, but Elliot doesn't take anything that I make on YouTube. Wow. He only makes money out of the brand deals that we've got.
Yeah, it'll take a percentage, I imagine.
Yeah, and he offered a certain percentage, and I says, no, you can have an extra 10 on top of that. So Elliot's never ripped me off for nothing, and every time we get paid for a deal, I always say, you took your cut, haven't you? Yeah. And he said, and there's been times when Elliot's saying, I can't take that much because of certain things. And I says, the deal is you take that, so you take it, right? So Elliot's helped me out absolutely no end, and without him, I would have been lost. So it was amazing. I got a shout out on there, and the next thing I know, I'm giving Jamie Vardy his Player of the Month. I've got beer deals with Beer Hawk. And then I'm doing a camper van. It's just completely unreal. So
that's it.
And can I just say as well that I've still got Brian's phone number and Lawrence's and that. So when you see these people who are on these game shows, that Love Island and stuff, and ITV give them a little taste of fame, and then they just dump them, right?
Gone.
Brian, Elliot, and Lawrence are in here. If I need them, they're there for me. I haven't needed them. But they're there. So fair play to them. They could have just dropped me like a stone after they made money out of me. But they haven't. They're still there. So total respect to them for that.
Yeah, obviously you went on the kickoff as well, didn't you? So it wasn't just a sort of a virtual shout out. Do you know what I mean? It was actually something that came to physical sort of. I
mean, it's like Lawrence has said. I went on the first time, and it's quite. I'm normally a confident person, but you're sitting there with Brian and Lawrence and Hugh, who was on there at the time, and Rory, and it's quite overwhelming. And I didn't shut down. I just didn't know how to react. I can't go in there shouting and bawling like I normally do. But Brian and that, they all made me feel very welcome. The staff behind the cameras and that, absolutely brilliant. So
yeah, amazing. Yeah, how is the camper van going? I haven't heard much about that.
Camper van's done. It's not really the weather for a camper van at the moment. It's got a heater and everything in it, but I need somewhere to park it. Hopefully after Christmas, I'll have a place to park it. So it's stuck on the road at the moment. And we need an awning as well to give us a bit more room, so we can zip it up and just naff off when we need to. No, the camper van's out there. We'll see what happens with it. I haven't really got the room for it, to be fair, but you're not going to turn down a deal of a new van, are you?
Definitely not. No. I do like seeing your little Twitter announcements of, presenting. Was it the FA Cup?
Oh, what, when I went on the kickoff?
Yeah, on the Jamie Vardy thing. I think it's pinned to your Twitter, isn't it?
Oh yeah, when I gave him the
actual
Player of the Month.
Yeah, Player of the Month. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
I like seeing all your little sort of developments and how this, because essentially YouTube is a business, isn't it? And it's about how you sort of brand yourself. And it sounds to me like you've needed help in the past with that, because I imagine, obviously I haven't had it, but when you hit like exponential growth overnight, it's literally just, I need someone to fucking help me with these emails because they're not stopping, sort of thing. And it must be pretty overwhelming, I imagine.
Yeah, it is, because the thing is, when my channel was growing, and it was like I was getting emails of people saying, can you do this? Can you do that? Do you want to promote this?
Yeah.
And that's when Elliot came on board. And Elliot said, basically, this is a tip for anybody out there in YouTube land.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah, I get it.
Because we were getting these things coming through, and I was saying to Elliot, shall we do this one? Shall we do that one? And Elliot's going, no, don't. He says, because what you'll do is you'll dilute your brand.
Yeah.
And then you won't get anything. Mm-hmm. And Elliot was so correct and so true on that, because if I'd have done everything that they were asking me to do, right, I wouldn't have had that camper van. And that camper van's basically, it wasn't a year's wage what I was earning when I was at work. But it was, a fair good part of what I was earning.
Yeah.
So Elliot was completely right, and he made the right decisions on everything. This is why, people say, you watch some YouTubers and they say, oh, I don't need an agent, I don't need a manager, I don't need this. Yeah, you fucking do. You need somebody who's got you need somebody to look after you and stuff. Being an agent or manager or whatever Elliot is, isn't easy. And especially with somebody like me, because I'm so opinionated, I bet Elliot sits there thinking, oh, for fuck's sake, shut up, Dave. But I can't help it. It's me. So.
Yeah, that's you though, isn't it? So, get some representation when you can, people. And I think something that I've kind of come into contact with since doing this, I'm a year in now, is people want you to do things for free.
Yeah.
And they want you to reply to emails as soon as physically possible. And they always want you to make sure that you're doing like product placement, like Grind. I'm wearing a Grind shirt. This is a jogging shirt, and I'm obviously not jogging, but I'll wear it because I'm sponsored and I don't mind doing stuff like that. But when it gets to a point where you're literally a fucking walking billboard for everyone else, it detracts your quality of, right, what's my next video going to be?
Yeah.
Because you've got so much going on around you that you can't actually focus on the thing that got the attention in the first place.
Yeah, you're right. I think with my camper van, that's what happened with my camper van. Because I was doing the camper van and I was on a timeline. I actually not forgot, but I didn't have time to do what I normally do. So I think people might have lost interest in the channel, but that's a good thing, because it means you've got to go again. You've got to reinvent yourself. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. And YouTube isn't an easy job. And I'm not saying it's like being a doctor or a nurse or a fireman or something like that, But to keep reinventing yourself and to keep going again and then go again and then go again, it's not the easiest job in the world to do. So.
No, but it's a grind, isn't it? It really is now what? Churning. Just on the shout out thing, obviously you've been given a shout out in the past. How important do you think it is to give other people a shout out, to give them a bit of a push?
I think it's important. I think you do need to do it because it's only fair.
Yeah.
But you come to me through Robbie Knox, haven't you? Because me and Robbie chat now and again, or every so often we'll just drop messages.
Yeah.
And when me and Robbie did the walk around Beacon Hill last Christmas
Day,
me and Robbie made a bit of a deal where we would help. If I helped a YouTuber out, right, I would then pass Robbie's name on, and Robbie would help him as well, and vice versa. So that's what's happened here.
Great.
You've got to. You need people coming through.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the problem is, you tend to get a lot of people who will come up and say, "Oh, can you give me a shout out?"
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at the channel and it's like, well, you've only got 25 subs and you've made 2 videos. What?
And one was from 7 years ago, and it's a fucking shitty, distorted music sort of thing. And what do you want me to shout out? What are you? Yeah, are you
me to put my name to?
Yeah, are you going to be?
Look a twat?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, are you going to be doing future stuff? Are you focusing on a specific direction? That sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
I love giving people shout-outs.
I'll help anybody in theory. You know what I mean? But you have got to put the effort in as well.
Agreed.
But also, I will say, if you do help somebody, do a bit of research on the person that you're going to collab with. I have done a couple of videos with somebody.
Yeah.
And it wasn't my wisest of moves.
Yeah.
They were a bit backstabby, moaning, and going behind my back and stuff. So, just do a little bit of research of who you're working with. So
that makes sense. Yeah. I think it's important to give people shout outs when possible, but like you say, it's important who you shout out and why, and sort of don't constantly do it over and over and over, because
because it just gets boring. Another shout out, and it just gets boring, and people don't want to hear that. They want to hear the review. So
I think people start to lose their identity when they're just parlaying everything. Like, you're not being involved, really, are you? Shout out to Robbie Knox as well. What a legend.
It's good, isn't it?
Love Bin Day Brewing. I love seeing how that's going. Plan to buy some at some point. And just every single time they've ever released anything, it's not quite fallen within my financial highest, let's say that much.
It's good, Robbie. And the thing with Robbie's beers is they're a bit citrusy, and I don't really like citrusy beers. But that one he brought out, the Valencia, was it? It was orange, and it was a completely different citrusy, orangey flavour. Yeah. It was really good. So,
Valencian Tip Run was the first sort of intrigue that I had. It's quite a small can, whereas the new ones, what was it? Valencian, what was it? Something nights and something days. I can't remember exactly what they were.
Oh, yeah, the IPAs.
Like Southwest and...
Yeah, the American IPAs, weren't they? West Coast.
Yeah, that's it. You got it. Right. So, shout out to Bin Day Brewing. Looking forward to seeing more of that in the future. So, politics. Thoughts on politics? Because we all know that Dave loves a good world leader. What main problem do you find yourself having with these paper reviews? And do you find that these world leaders are constantly tripping over the same speed bumps, or is it something new every week?
I think the problem that I'm having with politicians just lately is that I don't relate to them. I don't relate to them, and they don't relate to me.
Yeah, I agree.
They're a bunch of lying bastards who are completely out of touch with the public.
Completely agree.
They're too busy virtue signaling and missing the actual point of what is happening. We'll just go through British politics, right?
Yep. Let's do it.
There is a reason why in the last 50 years we have actually only had one elected Labour Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Now, I know people go, he was re-elected, but he was only elected once, weren't he? He's only actually won a general election where, he was the new Prime Minister. So there's a reason why we've only had one Labour Prime Minister. And let's face it, he was pretty much a Tory anyway, weren't he? Because he went round and had a cup. He invited Margaret Thatcher round, didn't he, to number 10 for a cup of tea. So, and she actually said, when you've done well, when you've actually converted one to you.
Right. Okay.
So for 50 years, in theory, we've had a Tory government. We've had the blip with the Lib Dem coalition. But the reason why we've only had one Labour MP is because people don't trust what Labour actually have to offer. And at this moment in time, this is the worst Tory government, in my opinion. This is the worst Tory government ever, with that fucking clown in charge. And it's the worst opposition because they've all just gone the same road. Nobody dares say, no, it's like this, it's like nobody dares say, let's put a stop to the immigrants coming over on a dinghy. Yeah. Let's stop it. Yeah. Let's do what Poland are doing, and let's not make it so rewarding. For that. I said yesterday on my newspaper review that when the Jews were fleeing Germany, right, we knew, well, I didn't know because obviously I weren't born then, but they knew that the German army wasn't going to be stopped. Hitler prepared the German army to just go all over the place. It was like a virus, weren't it? The German army. Yeah. And they just went. The Jews didn't know where was going to be safe. And the only place that was going to be safe was the UK. Now, you've got all these immigrants that are not being hunted down to be treated like the Jews in the war. Yeah. They're in France. They're in Germany. There is no need for them to do what they're doing, putting their lives at risk. If you're coming over to England, come over. I've got nothing wrong with people coming over here. But let's know who we've got coming in. Yeah. You know, and I just don't understand why our politicians won't say what a majority of the public are thinking. Yeah. Do something about it.
No, I agree completely. Yeah. So I had a question here, which was, let's have 5 minutes on how Dave thinks the world should work. I think we've just covered it, really.
Well, I mean, I can elaborate on that. Yeah. I personally see. So we'll just use it England as the example. Yeah. Everybody can have a job to do, right? Unky Steve, although he was blind or is blind and he's got brittle bones, Unky Steve used to do a magazine, a recorded voice magazine, and send it out to people who are blind, right? So that they could have got their own little community. Yeah. So what I see the UK as is that we've all got a job to do, no matter what your problems are, within reason, we can all do something. I don't agree with this where, I can't find a job. There's a fucking job out there for everybody. My mum and dad split up, I was working with my father. And in the end, when he left, I couldn't work with him. So I was jobless. Yeah. So I went straight down to the agency and got a job. I did 3 months on the bins. Right? Some people say being a bin man's below them. No, it isn't. Yeah. It isn't. Okay. Yeah. I had the pride that I could still go out with my mates and I was still working. Yeah. And I didn't care that I was a bin man. But what it drove me to do was move on. Get a job, better myself. Get a job, better myself. Get a job. And I've done that all the way through my working life. I was working in warehouses, and then I went and got this job at a place called Alpha Gary in Melton Mowbray. Yeah. Where we were making plastic. We made the cable covering for the Emirates floodlights. And all through my life, you got to think, right, how can I better myself? How can I better myself? Get a better job, get more money, do that. But people nowadays don't want to do it. They don't want to. They just want to sit there and go, I'm watching telly. I can't do this and I can't do that. Yeah, you fucking can. Get off your arse and get a job. And don't give me this shit that there's no work out there. There's work out there. You just don't want to do it.
Agreed.
And that's how it is.
Sometimes it's not about the style. It's about the end result.
It is. You've got to have a job to get a job.
It's about knowing what you want and getting that thing. Yeah. Yeah. No, I completely agree. I'm glad we're on the same page with that.
It's like students, though, isn't it? Students, they go to these universities, they build up about thousands and thousands of pounds worth of debt, and they end up working in Pizza Hut. Yeah. Well, I don't understand the need that parents put the pressure on the kids. You've got to go to uni. I need you to go to uni. Then they pass all the exams, and the first thing the parents are doing, they're putting shitty photos on Facebook going, oh, my little son's going to university. I am so proud. Bollocks. Get a job, kid. Get a job. Pay your way. And work your way up in the company.
Real life experience, yeah. I think talking about politics can be quite polarizing. and it seems to cause a lot of arguments, doesn't it? I think politics and religion are the main sort of things that really light a fire in someone. But yeah,
I don't believe in religion, so there's another one.
No, that's fine. Yeah, that's it. That's an easy one, sorted. So let's go back to sort of absolute bedlam. So the typical sort of format that I have is gigs, music, video games, a bit of fitness, favorite films. So I'm going to ask you what the best gig you've ever been to or best concert you've ever been to has been.
Well, I've been to, back in my day, I used to go to loads and loads of concerts. There was a group called Spear of Destiny.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know them?
I do, yeah.
Kurt Brandon.
Yeah, that's it.
He had something with Boy George, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not too clued up on them, but my dad used to listen to them.
Yeah, oh, fucking hell, that's it then, and I'm knackered now.
That's it.
So I used to go in the mosh pit in Spear of Destiny, and I got floored in there once I got caught. And obviously, when you go in a mosh pit, you're not fighting, are you? It's just they're dancing.
Yeah, it's like
caught
colliding with each other in enjoyment. Yeah, it's weird.
I used to enjoy going in and seeing them. I went to the Nelson Mandela thing at Wembley. That was a good one, but Nelson never turned up. Did turn up for his own birthday, so that was disappointing. Big cake, nobody there to blow the candles out.
Unbelievable.
Terrible. I've seen Frankie Goes to Hollywood at the NEC with the Rage Hard tour. That was absolutely brilliant. I love Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Yeah. But my biggest and favourite band was In Excess. I've seen them about 9 times. Obviously, I'll never see them again. Radio 1 did a competition where they gave away 200 tickets to see In Excess at a secret location in London. And I won 2 tickets. Yeah. So me and Berto, my good friend Berto, who is now no longer with us, we went down and seen In Excess with 200 other people. Nice. It was the morning, it was the same day that Paulie Yates and Michael Hutchence were on the bed on the big breakfast. Yeah. So anyway, we waited outside and we met them. We met them outside, and it was absolutely amazing. But they were all fucking drugged up or drunk or something. Yeah. They were brilliant. So
something to take the edge off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Top 3 albums.
Do you want to know my worst gig first?
Yeah. Go for it. Yeah.
Right. I went to see Simple Minds at Wembley. It was rubbish. Absolute rubbish. There were people leaving before the end of it and everything.
Oh, wow. That's bad.
Terrible gig. Favourite 3 albums?
Yeah.
I don't know, really. I'm into Ed Sheeran at the moment.
He is good.
Yeah, I'm really into Ed Sheeran. Anything In Excess. I can't really say what my 3 favourite albums are because you tend to change, don't you?
Yeah, nearly every week for me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of them things, isn't it? But U2, I love them as well. I mean, Joshua Tree. Can I just 1 second, because our dogs are barking. I'm just going to shout at Jim.
Yeah, it's all good.
Dude, get them dogs up. All right, sorry about that.
That's all right. It wouldn't be a Blue Van Man interview if we didn't have some real life interruptions.
Oh, the dogs, they're just always barking. They've only got to have a squirrel on the lawn and they're gone.
That's it. I know what it's like.
Yeah, so
Joshua Tree, yeah,
and that's about it, really. I love a compilation album or a greatest hits album. I love that kind of thing where you can just sing along. You ain't got to skip the shit tracks.
Yeah.
The ones that just fill the album. So,
yeah, fair enough. Favorite film? Now, this is a very hard question, so you can have 2 if it's too much.
No, Plunkett McLean.
Okay. What on
Have
earth
you ever
is
seen
that?
it?
What on earth is that?
It's
no idea.
It's based on a true story of highwaymen back in the 1600s.
Oh, right.
Robert Carlyle.
Yeah.
And it's Johnny Lee Miller. And who played Rebus? John, this little fat Scottish bloke.
No idea.
Can't remember. Black hair. Anyway,
No idea.
Gambon's in it, and Liv Tyler's in it.
All right.
And who's the bloke who does Pointless?
Let's have a look.
Not the big one with the glasses, the other one. He's in it as well.
Yeah. I know what you're on
and
about.
it's really, really good. So anybody who's not seen Plunkett and McLean, go and give it a go.
Yeah. Who's in it?
John
Presented
Stock.
by... Yeah, that's it. You got it. Yep, that's it. Nice.
Yeah. Go and give it a go.
Go and give it a go. Video games.
I don't normally
fan?
play video games. I'm too old for that shit now. I've done all the Tomb Raiders. I've done Medal of Honor back in the day, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yep.
I'm playing 3D Sniper on my tablet at the moment.
All right.
I refuse to buy things on it.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
I was there the other day and it went, do you want to upgrade your weapon?
Mm-hmm.
I think June might agree. But anyway, it's like the saying, you can buy this rifle for like 93 quid.
Yeah.
£93 to buy a rifle you can't even get your hands on. What? There should be a law against it.
You just know that there's this kid, like, yeah, I'll do that. Dad's credit card. Yeah, sorted.
Yeah. And like, Rosemary, who's been using my card?
Yeah, that's it.
Bloody Zach has spent 93 quid on a rifle.
He's not even, at least get it in the house. Get a real one. Yeah, there we go.
At least run around in America with it, shooting people after you've been hit round the head with a skateboard.
That's it. So your first ever memory of a video game, did you say Sonic? That's probably going to be your...
No, the first memory of a video game was the old the tennis one that you used to get where the
Pong.
2 lines. Yeah.
Pong.
That's my first video game. And then probably Space Raiders on the Atari.
Nice. So some random questions for you. Quite sort of this and that. Kinder Eggs. Are they a chocolatey treat or are they just a crap thing that's got a toy inside of it?
They're American, aren't they?
I think so, yeah.
They're crap then.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I just what more can you have? An American eating chocolate with a piece of useless plastic that the kid will probably choke on.
Yeah.
They're fucking idiots.
That's it. Baby belt or cheese string?
Do you know what? I'm not really into that synthetic shitty cheese. I can't.
I agree.
Yeah, I can't. No, can't
No,
do it. So, I don't know. I'd give them the dog.
When you go out camping, would you prefer to stay in a tent or a caravan?
I don't camp. We have stopped in caravans. The problem is, for me, caravans are not very big. And when you go for a dump, I can't get through I can't sit down and be comfortable. You know what I mean? But I would probably go in a caravan. We are actually thinking of getting a caravan and doing something with it in the summer. We will see. Watch this space.
There we go. That sounds like a business venture right there. Universal selling point. Can't fit in them. So that's make our own. There we go. Living in a city or living in the countryside?
Oh, country, mate. Where do you live? Are you in a city or a country or?
I'm in a town, seaside town. Not really sure if that.
Nice,
I'd say that's probably country. It's not city. It's not mental, like busy all the time.
Yeah, I when I went down to London the other week, I had to go and do something, and I drove through London, and with all due respect, I actually sat there and I thought, what a shithole.
Yeah.
What a complete shithole this is.
Yeah.
I honestly don't understand the attraction and the draw of London, because when you're driving around it, you're thinking, and it's like you get into the M25, you go around you got the M25, ain't you? You get in that circle, and it's a complete different way of life.
Yeah.
I just don't understand the attraction of it. I suppose if you've lived there all your life, you don't know any better. But I live in near Loughborough. We've got trees and everything here.
Yeah.
If you can listen, all you get is a dog.
Yeah.
Bloody dog barking. But there is nothing out there, and it's great. Absolutely brilliant. So there is no way I would live in a city or a town or anything like that.
I think it helps you think when you can just sort of be tranquil and not like cars constantly flying past your house and beeping and people screaming.
I'm very fortunate, and I've worked very hard. Me and the wife have worked very hard for what we've got. Yeah. It goes to show if you do actually get off your arse and do the work. I've worked 12-hour nights, Friday, Saturday, Sundays. I've worked 12-hour days, or alternative fortnights. And put the effort in and got the reward. And if you do that, it shows what you can get. So
yeah, that's it.
And I'm thick, so you know what I mean.
You've got to work hard nowadays, otherwise stuff ain't going to happen.
Well, I've got no university education. When I went and actually got my job interview, I made my results up because I didn't even go and pick them up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I get you. Right, we're just going to quickly move into sponsorship corner. So I'll make this as quick as possible for you, Dave, because you're a busy man.
Mate. You drag it out. You make your money's worth.
So Archie Soul Male Grooming, one of my sponsors on the show. They make American Crew, which is a shampoo, conditioner, and body wash 3-in-1 bottle.
Hold on, mate. What have you seen this?
Yeah. Any chance you could grow a beard? Because then I can put beard oil.
I should have had a shave today, but I was itching and I can't do it.
That's
it. You're supposed to use that, aren't you? Because even though you've got no hair, it's supposed to be still good to wash your hair or your head in shampoo. So, yeah.
There we go. We've got Darwin's Grooming Co. beard oil. It's really nice. I've opened it, as you can see. I'm not just like randomly flogging stuff that I don't use myself.
I think you actually use that then. Does it make your beard nice and soft?
Yep, lovely, and smells really good. And we've got a comb, which is now in the bathroom that's occupied. It's all good. Beard wash as well. Company called Duke Cannon, who are absolutely massive in America. And that's one of the big things about Archie Soul is they can get access to all of these products that you can't get in the UK.
All right.
Second product is Made Sure Wax Melts. So as we discussed in the last episode of Ashens, these are candle wax melts and they smell really, really good. So we've got
Are they the ones that you have to put in? Because we've got some where there's you can either have a candle or an electric bulb underneath.
Yeah, it's usually a dish. You put a tea light under the dish and it melts it. So you've got I don't want to break them, but they're little blocks basically. And you put them in the dish and they slowly start melting and smells really nice for your house. So we've got, what one was that? That was Sweater Weather. This is the autumn range. Autumn leaves we've got here. Don't know if you can see that. It's obviously going to be backwards.
Yeah.
And we've also got latte. So lots of really nice smelling stuff, and we're gearing up for Christmas over at Made Sure HQ. We've got Gingerbread House, nice little bows on them. White Pixie, smells really nice. Last two, Jack Frost, the man himself, Mr. Jack Frost. And lastly, we've got Snowflake Cookie.
Snowflake, sounds a bit woke.
Snowflake Cookie, yeah, it does, yeah. So shout out to all my sponsors, and obviously we've got a bit of grind on as well on the go. So
you could actually make one called woke. I wonder what woke smells like.
Yeah, just this self-awareness of nothing mattering. That's it. Brilliant. So shout out to all my sponsors. Obviously, if anyone wants any of their stuff, drop me a message or drop the respective company a message and tell them I sent you. Yeah. Most of my codes are Bedlam 20 or Bedlam 2021. Obviously, it's going to have to get changed next year. But so that's that done. So minor inconveniences. Do you have anything in your life that really pisses you off, Dave?
Oh, mate, everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
How long we got?
3-hour
podcast.
Even from these lids you get on microwave meals where it says peel off the lid and then you have to peel it, put it back over. Peel that, stir, put back. They don't open. They don't open these stupid things.
Yeah, I find myself stabbing quite a lot of things in the kitchen that just shouldn't really be.
Yeah, it's just things like that. And it's like your last packet of crisps out of a multi-pack because they've sealed the bottom of that bag, the last bag, 9 times out of 10, is also sealed, so you can't get it out the bottom of the bag. They're just a joke. There's loads of things, really.
What have I got? Calendar notebooks with 1 year. So now, obviously, we're at the tail end of 2021. So you've basically got 2 months to use this notebook. And I find a lot of people buy notebooks and they don't actually use them because they've got phones nowadays. Yeah. So as soon as 2020 rolls around, you either need to like migrate all of your documentation in that notebook, or you start again with a brand new year. And obviously all the dates are going to be out. So you can't just reuse it and say, oh, this is my 2022 calendar, and on the front it says 2020, because Wednesday will be Friday, because you're 2 years, out. But yeah, I love a bit of minor inconveniences. If anyone has any minor inconvenience, then feel free to drop me a message, because I love a rant.
Gloves at a petrol station, because I think I got COVID from when I was filling, because I used to go and get the diesel in the van, get a paper and my milk for my cornflakes. Yeah. So anyway, I never wore a glove, but now since I've had it, I always wear one of those disposable gloves.
Yeah, the blue ones.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you see my hand there. Is this on YouTube, or is it just me and you talking?
Yeah, it's YouTube. Yeah. Right. Sorry for all the audio people, but sod ya.
For the visually impaired in the audio lot, my hand is like a shovel. Yeah. And the gloves don't fit.
That's
it. Just don't fit.
It's kind of like a sort of hash of the drugs don't work.
Yeah, it is. The gloves don't fit. You're dead right, mate. Completely right.
So let's wrap this up. So we've got 2 questions left. Obviously, feel free to ask me anything at the end. But Dave, Blue Van Man, have you got any plans for the future?
My podcast. I really want to make my podcast work. The BVM podcast presents. I think if somebody come up to me and said, like, I'll take so many thousands off your YouTube and we'll put them on your podcast, what would you say? I'd say, yeah, I'll take that. Yeah. I honestly think podcasts are my future. I'll still do YouTube. I've got loads of ideas to do for YouTube. But I don't want to just be known as a food reviewer. I'm not being big-headed or anything like that. I'm better than just that. I'm better than just a food reviewer. Yeah. I don't want to be sitting there shoving shit food in my mouth all the while, making myself fatter and clogging my arteries up for people's entertainment. I'm not going to do it. I won't. No,
that's fair enough.
Oh, you're only funny when you're doing a food. Oh, fuck off then. I'm not doing it. Yeah. So my podcast, and hopefully I've got a couple of guests lined up for the new year. And I will carry on doing our 3 Ps in a podcast with Chris and Ada. People say, why do you call it 3 Ps in a podcast? The 3 of us, our last names begin with a P.
Oh, right.
So that's where we got the Ps in a pod.
Right. Fair enough. And you're looking at mobilising on some sort of business opportunity. Did you say that at the start?
Yeah, we've got something lined up. I don't want to talk about it.
Fair enough.
Because, there's lawyers and stuff involved.
Right. Yeah. Legalese and all that.
Yeah, it's and apart from that, we've got to get it all sorted. But
yeah, fair enough.
With all, it's going to be fucking massive. Yeah, it's going to be huge. I don't know if it will be on YouTube. We'll see. I don't know. It's a personal thing, but we'll just go from there. We'll see.
Awesome. Yeah, it's good to solidify your audience and your image sometimes, because otherwise it's just all this stuff's just floating around on the internet and you don't really know what your end game is, I suppose. The thing is, I'm 53 now, and I don't. How long does a 53-year-old man keep doing YouTube? Yeah. I mean, I should never have been doing it. I should never have been in this situation. Yeah. I think that's why I like helping people so much, because I'm very fortunate at where I've ended up. Yeah. I don't want to be one of those YouTubers who just because I'm fortunate where I am, I like to help other people. And this was the whole idea of getting Elliot to help me, because Elliot says you can't help everybody. You can't help everybody out there. Yep. So I don't know. How long do we keep doing YouTube?
as long as it makes me happy. If it don't make me happy, I'll just stop it. I'm not beholden to anybody. I'm me. That's the way it is. So I've always been like this. I've always been an obnoxious twat. Yeah. And I like it.
Fair enough. You've obviously helped me out with potential future guests and stuff as well. And you've said, I should start a little bit more local. But I've just been saying yes to like 80% of the people that I've had any interaction with. There's a few companies that are emerging locally that I want to try and sort of help along the way. And so,
in the end, you have to, it's like Elliot said to me, if you help everybody, you dilute your brand.
Yeah, definitely.
And you actually have to take a step back. And the other thing as well is, don't do nothing for free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Elliot says, if you start doing things for free, the companies will say, well, you did it for free for him. You've got to draw yourself. Even if you're charging 100 quid, right? If they want to use you that much, you charge them what you charge. I haven't got a clue what Elliot charges. He just makes it, he's got his figures and that's it. But
that's fair enough. Yeah.
And this is for everybody out there in the YouTube thing. If they want to use you, don't just let them use you for nothing. Even if it's 50 quid, 100 quid or whatever, you have to start drawing a line, because if you want to make this work as a business, you have to not cheapen yourself. You know what I mean? Does that sound right? So.
Yeah, it does. No, I completely agree. Yeah, I think people on YouTube are working. They're not, like you say, working on a construction site or moving furniture, but the amount of eyeballs someone can get on YouTube is much more than what we can get on terrestrial sort of TV nowadays, isn't it? So, definitely.
Just don't cheapen yourself, mate, and just go for it.
Yeah. Nice one. Last question. It's always the most important question of the entire episode. You're at Tesco's, you're at Sainsbury's, wherever you are, or whatever way inclined you are. You fancy a meal deal. What is your go-to meal deal? And has it changed since Jack Mate's Happy Hour, where he asked the same question and one day I'll get sick?
And I can't remember what I said on Jack Mate. I think I went along the lines of that I don't do meal deals.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I'll have a prawn sandwich. I like the Co-op cheese and onion with mayonnaise. I do like that. Normally, I would have a bottle of fizzy water.
You've mentioned that. Yeah,
I do like fizzy water because I'm fed up with all these Cokes and Dr. Peppers and Lilt and all them. But sometimes I just like something that makes me burp. Yeah. So fizzy water will make you burp. And then it'll be something like a bag of prawn flavoured crisps or salt and vinegar or cheese and onion, an old traditional packet.
Yep.
But normally I wouldn't have a meal deal.
No, fair enough. Cool. Right. Well, that's the episode. Do you have any questions for me, Dave?
No. Where do you want this to go, mate? Where do you want your podcast to go? What plans have you got? Or
I've got a couple of plans next year to interview some musicians that I've been looking up to for quite a long time. I'm not going to announce them just yet because I feel that this has gotten to a point now where I'm actually booked up until July next year.
Really?
So it's kind of like it's become this thing that's much bigger than me. It is obviously just me, and John edits my videos. My guest list, I can show you after this, but it's pretty fucking extensive. And it's that sort of partnership of helping people along the way. It's really nice to sort of just sit down and chat to people that I watch on YouTube, and it's really nice to just sort of talk to people about things that they're passionate about. But my end game, I don't really know, to be honest. I'm just going to sort of see what happens.
I don't think there's an end game for anybody with this kind of shit, is there?
I think at the moment my end game short term is to get monetized on YouTube, get ad revenue. Because that's like passive income, isn't it? And it would be nice to sort of get two salaries in a way, because I'll continue working full time. But it's not all about money. It's about creating sort of relationships. And obviously we've been back and forth quite a few times on WhatsApp and stuff. And, I haven't really had that with anyone else. And it's nice to sort of form a sort of actual connection of what someone's like behind a screen.
You've got, the thing is, like, you give your telephone number out to somebody and you think, have I done the right thing? But because you've had a relationship of a podcast with Robbie Knox, it made it quite easy for me to say yes.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's hard. You want guests. I want guests on my podcast, and I've got a couple lined up. I'm actually trying to get my local MP, but she's fucking useless.
Yeah,
I won't. I just don't. I don't think she's got the nerve to come on, because I'll politically correct way of not saying this is I'd rip her a new arsehole. But I just don't think she'll come on. So
that's fair enough.
But I've got other people lined up. There's a YouTuber called Angry Bootneck. I'm hoping to get him on. He's quite political. So we'll see. We'll see what I can get.
Yeah. There's a couple of people that I'd absolutely love to have on here. And I've definitely taken a lot of chances with this. And I've been listening to Joe Wick's podcast when I've been jogging, because if I'm listening to someone that's healthy, then apparently that makes me healthy in my brain. And he's had like Tom Jones on. He's had Ollie Murs on. He's had some mental guests, but obviously he's a celebrity, so he probably just has to shoot them a text and then they'll come on for an hour. Russell Brand is one of my absolute goals at the moment. Yeah.
He went a bit dodgy in my book a few years back, but now he's pulled it back again, isn't he? He's gone very spiritual and very sort of centered, and he doesn't want all these millions and millions of dollars and stuff. Yeah. But I'm just having a good time doing this. And now that we're on YouTube, and now that this is visual as well as audio, it's definitely been a up in the workload, which is why I've had to get Jon on, and I've had to sometimes ask my girlfriend for help with a ring light that's right in front of me. But that's why I've also set up Ko-fi. If anyone wants to donate, I'm sure that you've probably heard the ad read already in the background. But that really helps me keep this engine going as much as it can, weekly uploads and all that sort of thing. Helps me get some equipment. I want to get a proper webcam at some point, because this built-in laptop webcam isn't going to be the best thing in the world long term. So if anyone can donate any money, I've had a bit of a struggle with that recently, to be honest, because I don't really like asking people for money, and I've always been very proud, and I've always been able to sort of make ends meet myself. So to actually go to sort of people that I might not even know physically in the real world, and sort of, it feels like I'm begging. But I've just got to get over that, I suppose. And if people want to support me, then they can. Because Elliot told me to do lives, and I didn't want to do them, but people give you money on YouTube lives.
Yeah, it's super chat, isn't it? That's what it's called.
Yeah,
where it like comes up on like a big banner. Yeah. Oh, fair enough. Yeah. So what have you got planned for the rest of the day?
I haven't got a clue, mate. See what Gingy's doing. No doubt she'll be left the kitchen in a mess, like most teenagers. I don't know. I've got Ginger's got. I bought her a Mini Cooper for her birthday. I've got to get the wheels looked at that. So I might take that to the garage. But nothing much major, to be fair. I've got you booked in, and that's it. To be fair, mate, get this done, and that's it. Happy days.
There we go.
Well, I've got cooked dinner. Later on.
Nice. I'll let you know how the McDonald's burgers go, and
okay.
I'll speak to you soon, mate. All right.
All right. Cheers, dude.
Take care. Cheers.